Let me ask you a question. Quick.
Uh,
With the chancellor, what do you think the goal is? Like, what do you think his goal is? Is his goal to just educate the kids or to pass them on, indoctrinate them? Like him setting the curriculum at a certain, place and having those liberal values in the school. What do you think the goal is of public education?
I think his goal is to stay in that position. And right now, they're the most
Keep
dominant.
everybody happy.
Yeah, they're the most dominant people right now. If you come with something conservative or more of like a Republican point of view as it relates to that type of stuff, then you're gonna be up out of here.
Why's it gotta be labeled? Like, why can't it just be what it is? Like, what's the labels? You know what I mean?
What labels?
Um, conservative or Republican?
Oh, because that's just what it is politically. People
Right.
who are liberal,
Yeah.
they are more likely to support the what they call transgenderism and students being able to identify how they choose with whatever pronouns they choose,
Right.
whatever name they choose.
Yeah.
People who classify themselves as conservative are more likely to not agree with that. So
yeah.
He just wants to stay popular, and that community is popular right now, and they got a lot of rights and things like that. So
what do you consider yourself as? Would you consider
I'm
yourself a
nothing.
conservative?
No,
Conservative?
nope. I'm nonpartisan. I don't attach myself to any of that because with some things, my stance could be considered conservative, and then with some things, I could be considered liberal. Conservatives and liberals don't like my books.
Right.
As I was reading the book, you were laying out, the foundation of the oppression that blacks have faced over time. But as you kept giving the information, it felt like it was a mountain just building and building. And my thing is this, like, how long do you think it will take to reverse all the damage that has been done?
That's a good question, and I was thinking about that, and that's like something I think about almost every day. If we were oppressed for over 400 years, if you're going back to when they say we got here in 1619, then if we woke up today, I think it would still take close to at least half of that, probably. So it's not something that I envision happening in my lifetime.
Half of that.
Yeah,
Have we
200
started the
years.
process?
Have we started the process? No, not at all.
Damn.
We're terrible right now. You don't see the state we're in with like all this music and yeah, they got the what's that rapper chick name? Sexy Red.
Sexy Red.
She
Yeah.
got a line out, a lip gloss, a chapstick line out where she's naming it after STDs.
You're lying.
Each line
You dead ass?
each
I didn't
each
even hear that.
brand is like named after STD. She got
That's wow.
one called like gonorrhea, one called like chlamydia. She got one that's called like yellow discharge.
That's crazy word.
And I'm in the schools. I teach at a high school. The kids in the school singing her song.
Yeah.
So they like these are the people they looking up to. And you got a line named after like
that yellow
STDs
discharge go hard. That's crazy.
It's like, who's going to save the next generation? Who's the role models for them to look up to? I mean, that's what I try to be in the school.
Yeah.
Like in my school, I call all of my students my sons and daughters. I try to be that type of role model for them. Like, but that's really what our youth needs. They really need role models.
They need role models.
Yes.
All right. So now a question I got for you is, talking to you so far, hearing about what the chancellor got to say about everything, hearing how you take your kids personally, how big of a role do you think educators play in the kids' life over their parents?
They play a big role. Like, a lot of my students listen to me more than their parents. Like,
so aren't you kind of making the case for the chancellor a little bit?
No,
because the chancellor is saying that he can't trust the parents with that information that the kid is going to. So aren't you kind of like a little agreeing with him?
Nah, because he was saying that At the end of the day, when kids go home, they go home to their parents. Their
Yeah.
parents is the one that are feeding them, clothing them, taking them to doctor's appointments, making sure that they're safe. They raised them to whatever age that they are. The parents are the parents. You can't take the role of a parent. Even though
So the parents aren't educating them as well either.
they aren't educating them,
Yeah, I mean, you said everything except educating. I don't know if you can miss it or
some of them are
some of them are.
educating
Okay,
them.
all
Some
right.
of the parents aren't educated.
Yeah. Okay,
That's just a simple fact
right,
of the matter. But
right.
I don't think it's just like it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of right and wrong. It's not morally right to not include parents in on something so serious,
Yeah, yeah.
especially if you're saying that the suicide rate amongst that community is at 40%. How could you not alert a parent to the fact that
40%.
yeah, they say it's at 40%.
Wow.
Yeah, that's more than slavery. Slaves didn't even kill themselves at 40% rate. So
Wow.
how could you not tell a parent that your child is a part of a community that puts them at a chance of committing suicide at a 40% rate? Wouldn't that be something that the parents should know that so that they could be on the lookout for it? That's just irresponsible to do that. Like,
Mhm.
and like, how can you not trust the parent with that information if we don't have there's no CPS being called on them. We don't have no proof that they're being abused. So why wouldn't you trust the parent with that information if they're the ones raising them?
Yeah.